Oh, Franky, come on, buddy. Yeah, I love you. I love Franky. Yeah. Look over here, buddy. Yeah, you're so good. Yeah, I love you. That's Franky. Yes. He had come up here for quality time before I started bothering him. We had a moment. We had a moment before. And it was his quality time, and he just sucks it up. He wants to be cuddled with. And every time he does that, I tell him the same story. I go, Franky, you remember when we first met? I was cutting through that parking lot, cheating. I was supposed to walk around it. There's just one in a million that we ever met at all. And I heard you coming up behind me. He's a French chartreuse, I think. But they're renowned for having a funny. It's an unmeow meow. It says chirp or some shit. So I thought it was a bird. I turned around and, oh my God, he's a tuxedo blue. I've been on this island for fucking 20 years and never seen a tuxedo blue. And what's more, I was a YouTuber back then too, and I mean, it's a toss-up. Who makes the best cat videos? Turkey with Istanbul as their cultural center, or Korea with Seoul as the intellectual center? It's in Istanbul. Turkish people, it's just their culture. Going way fucking back to the plagues and the cats rescuing them from the plagues. Cats are functionally, in their hearts, sacred. There's no law. It's just everybody's really nice to cats. They remember to put water out for them. They bring out food. It's like, okay, what do I do in the morning? Okay, sweep the sidewalk, put out food and water for the cats. The street cats, not their cats. It's just on the chore list. Take care of the cats. Now, Korea, they're sentimental as hell. What happened during the war was, it was bad during the war. They ate all the cats. There's this fucking collective guilt over them. They're atoning. The Korean people are atoning to God, and they're doing it in such a lovely way. It's the best or second best cat videos come out of Korea. And there was one of my favorites. Oh, these enviable Koreans, they weren't Russian blues because they were too fat. So they were either English blues or they were French chartreuses like Franky. And one of them was solid blue and the other one was a corrupted cat. Everyone goes, but it's not a pure breed if it's tuxedo. I go, oh, it's so beautiful with that, the white collar and the little white gloves. And Franky has this white thing on his, white third eye on his forehead. I caught that right away when I turned around and looked at him. So, not seeing a cat like him for 20 years, having wanted them for a long time, it's how did this fucking gift of God just dropped at my feet? And yeah, I turned away at his beckoning. I turned away, and the scary old man, he went, man, I didn't know that the monster would be you. And he started backing up, and that's when I gave him that rap. I said, whoa, I can go home and eat a big pile of food all by myself. A big pile of food, I'll stop. And I said, can I pick you up? And I picked him up, and I said, you're a tuxedo. You know the coolest thing that ever wore a tuxedo? He goes, no, what? I go, well, fuck, you're a little kid, you don't know nothing. It's Frank Sinatra. It's Frank Sinatra. So, and I thought, oh, look at those copper-colored eyes. Oh, you're a French chartreuse. That just makes it perfect, man. You're Franky for being French, and you're Franky for being so cute in a tuxedo. Then I just held him to me. It was a quarter-mile home. And I went the whole way. There's people I'd see. I'd say, look at my new kid. Isn't he fucking beautiful? You know, I had to look, pick him up and look him under the stair and see his fucking incipient balls hanging in my face. That's a Frankie, all right. And I went home, look at my new cat, and I hold him and I said, oh, man, we're going to be so good friends, man. I love you, Frankie. I was already calling him Frankie before I got to my door. And I tell him each time in these quality times, I said, Frankie, that was the happiest time in my life. That was the happiest day of my life. Ha! Rory Stillers! I love you too. He's the sweetest thing. He's the one who sleeps with me. This pretty thing over here, Frankie, he's too proud. Well, yeah, I know that cat. I told him it was the happiest day of my life, and he believes it because he's a cat. And back to Mrs. Marisol.